super early game. There's playing things like Rumble top, Lucian jungle, not Lucian jungle, Lucian in the mid lane, and Kalista bots. So it's gonna be fighting fire with fire.
All right, well, we're into we're into the draft anyway. So we'll see if they do fight fire with fire. Both Shadow Isles bans have made it through, though, as the Hecarim and the Thresh both locked in, with the Seraphine and the Zoe banned out from the mid laners. A couple of jungle bans there with the Lilia, and then the Lilia you mentioned, those AP junglers, and also the Kalista banned away from both Puff and TheShy, as the Gnar is locked in for launching in the top side.
Yep, Puff, the only AD carry in the league to have this most played on Kalista. These guys do not play late game for the most part, but this time around we were seeing a bit of a slower draft come out from IG, going for the hyper carry duo in Aphelios and Thresh. This is what Puff was originally known on when he first arrived onto the squad, so they're going back to something they know quite well. In the meantime, B5 saving their counter pick for most likely mid lane. This is interesting. As we have pointed out, Mole versus a rookie is sort of that a bit of a one-sided matchup in terms of the stats, but Mole kind of is the early game engine for V5. If Mole doesn't have a good game, it's very difficult to see them get that 50-minute lead.
Yeah, it really is. We'll see if they can set him up with a counter pick in that mid lane, but it depends on what IG go for themselves in that first pickup. You would expect them to just go straight towards the top side, and then V5 will have to lock in an AD carry and a mid laner. But the thing is, Kai'Sa banned, Tristana banned as well, with the Kalista banned, now a Lucian banned. Like, that's a lot of AD carry bans towards that bottom side. Things like the Xayah still available, though.
Bro, not much to really pick up at this point. Taking a look at the champion pools, Xayah and Samira are the second and third most played. Vayne has been a champion that recently we have seen players gravitate towards, but I don't think it's actually that strong. It gets pushed in quite a bit, so yeah. I don't expect that to be the final answer coming in, and it's going to be a more teamfight focused comp coming out for V5. Good engage, good frontlining, and also hyper carries here on the backside. Now Mole has to come out with something special in order to face this matchup, and they probably have to think about something that potentially would go up against the Renetkon. Renetkon top lane into Gnar is not exactly a great matchup for the Renetkon, so there's always some sort of a low level of flex potential coming out.
Giggles across the board. Zilean is locked in, assumedly for Mole here. That is not a mid lane pick I was anticipating today. I guess they are all in on Trigger as the carry.
Trigger did have a pretty good game last time we saw him, being very well protected by the team, but I did not expect V5 to all in onto Trigger. So far, Trigger's stats indicates that he has a pretty subpar laning phase most of the time. He is left alone a lot with ppgod trying to go on the roam, but later game he does fill out quite nicely as the hyper carry. So very unusual draft coming out from V5. A lot of focus on their AD carry and getting into the late game with a superior teamfight composition. While IG are going for a bit of a counter pick in the mid lane, going for that Sylas that I think will have a lot more impact on the rest of the map.
Yeah, I feel like with the Sylas into Zilean, you have way better skirmishing in the early game. You have way more, I guess, independence. You have way more, I can't think of the word, agency. That's the word. You have way more agency in the early game, but you also have the Zilean ult. You just take it off of him. And so you have the big advantage of the Zilean that you can set up your hyper carry in that Aphelios, but at the same time, you do way more individually as the mid lane threat. So definitely going to be some interesting matchups across the board. Interesting that they picked the Renetkon into that Gnar for the top side as well, when we're talking about how pivotal that top lane matchup will be.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one. So usually the matchup works this way, is that you're going to have early game priority as the Renetkon, just shoving the wave in, and maybe they are looking to get some top lane invades going. This 3v3 top between Renetkon, Udyr, and Sylas, where they all have hard crowd control, is incredibly potent. So that top lane core roaming is what we should expect out of IG, and their bot lane also has priority early. Thresh is a bit of a lane counter against the Rell. See a lot of that draft in the LEC, so we should expect IG to come out with a very strong early game and try to take that into the jungle.
Yeah, and let's be honest, on both sides of the board for the bottom lane, it's a slow scaling kind of lane, right? Aphelios versus Jinx, you don't anticipate masses of aggression coming out from the bottom side. So we're looking towards the top side of the map. But B5, the concern I have with this composition, Clement, is that when you look at this with the Zilean in mid, with the Jinx in the bottom lane, and a Gnar top, this feels like a late game comp, right? This feels like a scaling comp. V5 have a 0% win rate when they're behind at 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked about it once or twice here at the LPL. This is not the kind of comp that is conducive to getting a lead at 15 minutes.
No, it is not. But when you have your backs against the wall, when your remaining schedule is as difficult as it is, you have to try something new. So I give V5 a lot of props for that one. But talking about the points that you've made, this composition also relies very heavily on the damage from Triggered. If Triggered doesn't have a good early game, he is going to be very far delayed, and the whole team will suffer. So I don't really understand. It's not really V5 style to put everything into their bot lane basket. Statistically, their bot lane is actually one of their weakest lanes. And maybe Trigger has just been doing very well in scrims and for them to go this route.
I've just figured it out. Clement, it's dawned on me. You mentioned the interview that Mole had where he said, "Rookie, please don't kill me." He's like, "I figured it out. I'll just play the champion that can't be killed. You can't Killian the Zilean, baby. He's figured it out."
Hey, let's go. I really hope that's what works out for him. I will say we have seen some interesting combos in other regions where you get the bomb onto Hecarim and you get the pony delivery system. That one is actually quite potent around level 9. The bombs really hurt, and you get the pushback for the stun as well. So it's a combo that on paper is very, very powerful, and it has a lot of backline penetration.
Yeah, and I mean, Puff could have a real hard time trying to survive that, because let's be honest, the rest of IG might not be playing to peel. Rookie with a nice little trade in the mid lane, and you can expect those kind of trades going to happen a lot here. I feel like Sylas is pretty favored in this matchup, but when the bombs line like that, Mole can certainly make some damage happen.
Yeah, we typically see Sylas just trying to scale out. His kill pressure really comes out around level 5. I think that's where he starts to hurt a lot. But he does have a lot of burst in his lane. He is a later scaling champion, though. His HP doesn't really come up until the later phase of the game. And we're going to see the top level 4 gank, as is so common when you have this Renetkon plus hard crowd control matchup against Gnar.
Langx living the weak side top life right here. Shun gets away from the tower. TheShy gets first blood. I feel like we've seen this a lot today, Clement, of top laners just being straight up bullied.
Yeah, that's sort of the small advantage in Mole.
Oh my god, Rookie gets a solo kill! He just dives Mole in the mid lane and actually allows himself to be executed so WeiWei can't get the bonus goal from the assist.
Oh, that was really smart from Rookie. Denies the 150 gold, and this lane state is actually terrible for Mole. Look at the wave. It's actually shoving into Rookie once more. So I like the idea here. He just hard chops and tries to find some way back into the matchup. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, typically this one should be slightly Aphelios Thresh favored. Let's see how they can play this out as we are pushing in, and we do have Udyr on the backside for the potential Dark Passage gank.
Yeah, potentially. Langx could be in trouble. Again, W available here. Oh no, I think it's already been used in this trade. Langx about to turn Mega though. He's only level 4, so won't have an ulti, but can certainly throw some damage out. Let's try and smash onto TheShy. Dodges the wallop. TheShy going back in. WeiWei is in the lane though. Slice and dice. WeiWei under the tower. TheShy still has flash. That means he's going to be alright in this situation.
Also held onto his
TP.
TP.
No, he's not. He stepped into the stun. What has he done?
In a straight
TheShy!
What?
You were fine. You'd made it out. What are you... Ah!
Oh... He must have known that wall-up cooldown was down. He saw it used earlier, and he just still stayed around for that minion wave, trying to deny it from bouncing back. That was ultimate greed coming out from TheShy, coming back to bite him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about TheShy. He is a man of his own kind. Why? Like, the wave hadn't even crashed yet. That was just to like make sure that he got the one melee that would have hit the tower first. Like, there was absolutely no need to go back in there. TheShy just continues to play disrespectfully, as always.
Yeah, but the general picture of the game is still as we expected. We should see a lot more shove potential on the top side. We're actually gonna get a pro view of this. Okay, this is pretty funny. I would actually want to see the pro view from the other side of the matchup, to be honest. But
yeah.
we're gonna get this one from Langx. Misses the wallop, comes back in. That cooldown is very, very short, and it was just buffed recently, so maybe TheShy sort of under-expected that. And honestly, Langx didn't even mean that. He just threw it out in a straight line, and TheShy
He was just clearing the way, but TheShy was like, "Oh, you're throwing a wallop? I want some of that action." But Langx is going to find out that he's getting a lot of action up towards this top side here. Rookie even has the Gnar ulti, but doesn't even need to use it. Doesn't have to waste that cooldown. Can use that elsewhere as the tower plate goes down. A ton of CS will be completely denied from Langx. Doesn't have a TP available. This only gets worse for him.
That's not good for your health. I wouldn't try to contest this one. You could tell that Langx has given up on any chances of survival there as he just stops moving and he accepts his fate to quickly get back into the recall. So I do want to see V5 try to at least enhance this bottom lane. Their top side, as we mentioned, just judging by the champion matchups, is not going to go well. So at the very least, they need to keep their sole hyper carry alive. This entire composition relies on chrono shifting the Jinx. And if your Jinx isn't worth chrono shifting in the first place, then what are you even doing?
Yeah, it's to the point where I almost think they should have started with a cull on Jinx or something just to try and turbo speed up that process. Langx he's 2 levels down, man. Yeah, he doesn't get to play this top lane anymore. TheShy gets the stun down, and Langx knows that there's not a whole lot he can do. TheShy does have Dominus available, but knows he can't actually overcommit to this play. Langx would be able to kite him out, but no flash is available for either top laner right now.
Yeah, and we do have a movement speed advantage coming out from TheShy. He's sitting on boots 2 right now. So what we've constantly been seeing is TheShy just going in when Langx is holding mini Gnar, just try to outtrade him there, and let the wave push back when you are on Mega Gnar. Now, ppgod is trying to help out his top laner, but they were spotted by multiple wards coming up here. There's no chance that TheShy dies. Now that I think about it, there is actually a chance. Wait a minute, there is a chance. I don't know if you
commit to that sentence. Yeah, there's always a chance that TheShy dies.
But he shouldn't die.
Find a way.
I'll rephrase. Sorry about that.
Yeah, let's not be hasty now. As IG, everybody moving up to the top side. WeiWei and Langx have been caught here. They're out of position, but TheShy not actually going to commit to this one. It's Rookie that went forward and forces the onslaught shadow. This should be now an easy herald for the side of IG. As obviously you can see, Trigger still over on the bottom side. I want to see the Jinx rocket. Let's see the steal, mate. Come on, Trigger. He's not going to do it.
Come on. That execute is actually massive for Jinx. It has no cap.
It's huge. It got buffed.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it got buffed.
On the first rank, it does 25% execution damage, and that applies to just like the legendary objectives as well. So it's always a bit of ways to not see that happen. And I do want to talk about the main decision right here. IG actually roamed their bot lane up, but they didn't swap. They're not trying to turbo feed their hyper carry. They're actually trying to get TheShy ahead as much as possible.
Well, it's working so far, because look at that scoreline. He's 30 CS up on the top side, and Rookie is diving Mole again. Dodges the second bomb, so won't get stunned up here. Still takes a lot of damage, but he has Sylas, so he's able to heal a lot of that up with his W in a minute. As Shunt knows he has prio mid, and has just found WeiWei. WeiWei just blast cones in and finds a bear on the other side of the dragon. He's going to be chased on down. The stun comes in. Lucas with the lantern to get himself the assist here. But with a flay, they should finish that one off. Q comes in from Puff there. That is a guaranteed dragon at very least for IG.
Yeah, that was WeiWei trying to go, haha, the least expected place is the least dangerous place. So he pops over the wall when his bot lane and mid lane doesn't have priority. And unfortunately,
it's Hobbit logic.
Shin is right there.
It's Hobbit logic, right? It's just like on Lord of the Rings. The closer you are to danger, the further you are from harm. That's how they get the treants to go fight Isengard. It's WeiWei trying to inspire his team to take on the great evil that is IG. It didn't work out, though. He did actually just die, which the Hobbits did manage to survive the situation, but maybe WeiWei not a Hobbit after all, you know?
IG can still see you, even after you have reached Mordor. That's kind of the lesson we've learned from this one. That was a very opportunistic gank, and we're going to see a full-on engage from Lucas and Puff with the gravity. Doesn't find that one. Actually doesn't land the hook at all. And that's going to go wide with just the flash down.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky on that one, but it's flash for flash support for AD carry, so I think you're happy to take that one if you're Lucas, to be honest. Because WeiWei clears away this vision, but Shun's like, no. This isn't your jungle anymore. This is my jungle now. Does get the smite, takes the chicken away. But hey, WeiWei gets a level from Mole, so it doesn't matter that he was behind in jungle XP. Hey, Zilean's actually kind of smurf.
I'm in a bottle. That's, I feel like Zilean has actually gone up in value with the jungle nerfs. We have seen him across other regions. Just very difficult to win out the mid lane is still the major problem. Langx might be going in with the Mega Gnar here. He doesn't actually have it, but doesn't even go for the hop either. I could have found a good trade there.
I thought he was going to go for the all-in, but
yeah.
I guess with Lucas missing on the map as well, it did have to be careful. He's trying to finish these off, but TheShy could look for the all-in here. The jump manages to get Langx away. I think he can get out of this one because he's got WeiWei covering his back, and it's just going to be the blue buff taken, and Shun is just stepping into WeiWei's jungle every 2 seconds. Still has the level advantage, gets the smite, and WeiWei once again losing a camp. Look at the jungle diff right now. 30 CS and 2 kills. It's a really, really rough situation for WeiWei, and Shun wants a little bit more of an advantage as he's chasing on towards ppgod with Rookie at his side alongside Lucas as well. Just feels like IG are really brute forcing this lead. It's up to 3,000 gold right now, and I don't think it's slowed down anytime soon. Here we go, Rookie under the tower as he goes on to Mole. Lantern to get him out to safety, just threatening the 3v3.
Yep, half HP taken away from Mole. No contest whatsoever. They're going to head straight into the bot lane with this one. And you can see instantly Trigger has to run away. Langx does have the Mega Gnar this time, but there's nothing much he can do with the entire river being covered by IG vision. Now we have the TPs coming in. At least they're going to save Trigger as the AD carry and allow him to farm a little bit more, but Lucas coming in.
Yeah, stun comes in. Lucas over the wall, pulls the rest of the team in. Moonlight Vigil comes across, but it's actually going okay for V5 as WeiWei gets the answer, but he'll be chased down. IG just stack up as a 4-man group and just kill anyone that comes nearby. It's going to be 1-for-1 so far, but the tower dive can come through. Shun and Rookie are ready to dive. Puff is there for the follow-up. Shun heads off the minion wave, but Trigger is able to do a lot of work to deny its entry back in. Puff? A lot of damage onto Puff. That's the pick. Flashes away, though. Keeps himself alive. Rookie with a good bit of damage to answer. I don't think IG can dive anymore.
Yeah, they don't have the hijack anymore from Rookie, and he missed the Everfrost onto Trigger. Wasn't able to get the stun down. Now Shun might be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, there's a stun onto Shun, but he does have the Dark Passage, so he's going to be fine on this one. Maybe could have been warded, but nobody had any wards available. You can see all the yellow trinkets were on cooldown, so the Dark Passage gets him out of there. Easy peasy for IG.
That was a very close play to being absolute disaster from V5. If they lose this bot lane tower, there's absolutely nowhere for Jinx to farm up anymore. Taking a look at the fight itself, a pretty good crowd control coming out from Lucas, just getting everyone stunned up. On the meantime, Chrono Shift able to keep V5 alive for a while longer, so they actually got through most of the burst damage that IG could throw in their initial combo.
Well, Clement, there's a very important fact that I've got to drop on you. A bit of a knowledge bomb here.
In 10 seconds?
In 10 seconds time, we're going to hit the 15-minute mark. And right now, IG are ahead. Almost 6,000 gold, which is real rough for V5. But importantly, V5, I'm going to say it again, have a 0% win rate when they are behind at the 15-minute mark, this time running a scaling composition. Can they change that fact? This game will decide it.
You believe in ppgod? It's kind of the answer at this point. Like, I feel we have to have some sort of crazy comeback on the scale that they had with FPX. ppgod was really the man leading the charge in that series. he was finding them out of position and getting 4-man magnet storms. That's kind of how they got back, even though they were winning at 15 minutes. That was the difference though, but they were losing the mid-game team fights. Once again, V5 do have a very strong just wombo combo in their front line, and I think that's what they're gonna have to utilize, especially on the next dragon. We already have this dragon stacking for IG. It's pretty damn fast. It's gonna come up around 23 minutes for the completed soul. It will be a mountain, and we're gonna have to see them pull off the miracle wombo combo there. We have seen Trigger actually do it very, very well with the fish bones into the magnetic storm. That's actually a really nice combo because everyone gets grouped up and you can get multiple procs of the AoE on the entire team, but it has to work out perfectly.
Yeah. And I think an important thing is once Trigger has 2 items, that's when that really comes online. He can go for that Hurricane second item. You get multiple Fishbones rockets across the team with your big ulti going in and exploding as well. You can even drop Flame Chompers in there and just root people up because it can hit multiple people. TheShy finding a good amount of damage on the launching there, but it's a little while away before V5 can actually pull these kind of big combos off, and they're 5,000 gold down. So I think it's important to address the fact that that feels like a long way away. Those kind of plays feel like a way off yet.
It definitely feels like a way off, but they have to make it happen soon, which is their problem right now. Langx gonna go in with WeiWei.
Yeah, they're onto TheShy. He's pretty tanky though, and they've done pretty much no damage to him. He's just still going forwards on this one, and it'll be WeiWei that goes down instead of him. Trigger ults in, but it does nada. And now IG find themselves 2 more kills. They can look towards the mid lane. Trigger's kind of alone here, but they want to go for Mole instead as they go towards the top side of the map. TheShy has tanked so much damage across this fight, but it just doesn't matter.
He is too damn tanky, sitting at over the mythic item at this point. And this is the problem with V5's draft. They don't really have a single lane with priority. Magnustor going to come in from rookie.
Yeah, I mean, ppgod eradicated before I could even say anything. This tower will go down. IG are just completely in control of everything here. They're just roaming around the map as a death squad. 8,000 gold lead as we head towards the 18-minute mark. This is rapidly falling out of control of V5.
Yeah, I think V5, they went for an unorthodox draft sequence. Typically, you do see the AD carry drafted a little bit earlier. They went for blind Gnar early. And on the red side, IG got counterpicked for a lot of different lanes. Like, they had their pick up the litter in terms of top lane, in terms of the mid lane matchup, and they were able to draft like a triple priority composition. We're gonna watch as V5 and WeiWei try to take down TheShy, but the damage difference is massive, and Mole doesn't really provide that much. Honestly, Zilean is a champion that spikes at level 9, and if you don't do much with his double bomb combo, then you're not gonna do much later on.
And the thing is, like, you can see the logic on the Zilean pick, right? Alongside Hecarim especially, your E actually gives them a lot of damage. The Hecarim converts movement speed to damage, so there is value there, and you mentioned the double bomb, like, delivery system in that Hecarim as well, so you can understand the value. Also with Jinx as a hyper carry. But the problem is it feels like it takes a long time for you to get to the point where that's a real win condition for you. Trying to contest on the side. It is V5 to grab themselves a tower off the back of that Herald, but Rookie wants to punish them for it. You don't get anything for free in this game, V5. WeiWei running into the jungle. ppgod the one to face check. Just going to take a bit of a hit. Rookie would have loved for it to be a squishier target. Maybe Trigger, maybe Mole. Doesn't find the opportunity just yet. Drake up in a minute, though. And you have to assume that goes the way of IG.
There's absolutely no vision for V5 to even come close to this one. Their only out is pretty much just the Jinx steal. They can't even get close at this point. There's no wave with enough shove.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Langx, you poor soul. Langx, the king of the weak side here, is 1-4 now. It's just like old RNG days, where he's just completely abandoned on the weak side of the map, and everyone just watches him die over and over again.
And you can tell the rest of the lanes are so far behind. Only the top side has even made it into river, and they still have trouble rotating down for this bottom lane. Oof, this is really rough. We have to have Mole use that combo. They have to just go in.
They've got to try and make it happen soon. But again, Trigger still not at 2 items. We're 20 minutes in, and he hasn't finished his second item just yet. Really rough situation for him. And I love how this Drake has been up for like 15, 20 seconds at this point. IG are in no rush to take this Drake. They're like, if we can get more, we will get more. Looking for potentially the in-hit play, then looking for kills in the jungle on the way back. They're like, if there's a pick to be had, we're going to have it.
True. And when there's an open inhibitor like that, why not just push it down a little bit more?
Yeah.
That's such a large tempo lead on the map. It doesn't even matter. And V5 are going for an interesting strategy here, trying to get a potential pick if someone goes and checks on the Baron pit. But Shun is going to take the safe route. He's not even going to go underneath the ramp. And I like this play from IG, not losing a beat on the map, just doing a solo Drake take and keeping eyes on the Baron in the meantime at the same exact moment. So V5 don't get anyone to bite from IG. They don't get the jump on them. IG are going to come back with numbers onto the top side.
Shun is in WeiWei's jungle once again. WeiWei has had 2 time in a bottle levels at this point in the game, and he's still a level down on the opponent jungler. That is, it's not a great stat to be thrown at you, but you know what? It is what it is, mate. He's 30 CS down. I can't even find the Udyr right now. He's 404, but I just don't know where he is. Down the mid lane we go for IG. Opportunity to siege. They've got the Calibrum for Puff, so he can sit there and blast away at the tower all day. Can even drop the turrets with the Crescendum. But V5, this is one of the advantages of Zilean as well. You do have insane wave play.
Very hard to actually get over him, and I think V5 should use the opportunities when they have Langx in Mega Gnar and with Teleport to sort of find a pick here. They do have the pings going down, hopefully looking for a back ward, and I love what TheShy is doing. Just going in, making sure no TP can be made, and they fight from the front.
Yeah, they just kick V5 out of this play. Really nice little combo there from Rookie, where goes to the Everfrost into his Chain Lash to guarantee that he gets the damage out. TheShy looking for a solo kill onto Langx, 1 auto away. Can't quite make it happen, but it's good enough. Now the TP up to the rest of the team. Rookie is in the middle of everyone, has the Zhonyas, and ppgod pulled back into the fray. Nobody escapes the clutches of IG as TheShy jumps into the middle of everyone. The Chrono Shift will keep him alive for now, but Mole, in fact, his trigger will fall. A second, a third, a fourth kill going the way of IG as they look to wipe the entire squad. This is going to be a clean ace as Langx can do nothing about it. IG are ripping V5 apart at the seams.
Oh, complete ace. Very nice turnaround from Rookie. He goes in very far ahead of the team, but he stays alive because he does have that stasis on demand. Is able to wait until the rest of the team follows them up. And we could see, even with the Chrono Shift, if you don't have the front line to create that safe zone for Jinx, it doesn't really matter. Trigger wakes up and finds himself amongst 4 members. He doesn't even have the ultimate to steal this one. There will be no potential for V5 to take this one away.
And honestly, with a Baron, with how strong the side lane threat already was in favor of IG, with a bottom lane inhib already taken. Oh, WeiWei finally gets himself a camp. It feels like with Baron, this is going to be basically impossible for V5. But here's the thing. We've seen Trigger has finished his Zeal item. Didn't go for the Hurricane in the end. Went for a Phantom Dancer, but fair enough. Phantom Dancer is a very strong item right now. I'm not going to criticize that too much. Maybe if they could just group up, if they can get IG to group up, maybe they can find something.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the turnaround engage here. Just the really nice death sentence onto ppgod, and Shun doing a great job keeping himself away in front of the fleeing members of V5, making sure they're all stunned up. Jinx has nowhere to go even after the Chrono Shift. TheShy is just too fed, and Puff even flashes forward to find the extra kill for the ace. IG just with total dominance, and Shun just being such a nuisance on this Udyr. A really nice job on him from start to finish to just make sure that top side was complete IG territory throughout this game.
Oh, Trigger's been caught out here. He does have some teammates to back him up, so he'll be okay. But again, TheShy with supers and Baron buff can put so much pressure on the bottom side of the map that the rest of the team for IG now can set up in every single lane. and start to close this one out with 25 minutes on the clock. It's 3 Drakes in favor of IG. Next one up in just under a minute as TheShy goes in 1v4. Has a lantern, but doesn't even need it because Shun is alongside him, and he's quite happy to go for the play. Will be locked up with the Everfrost. The stun could come through from Mole as well, but he's still over half HP, and it's WeiWei that goes down instead. Oh, there's just nothing V5 can do. TheShy and Shun are just so damn tanky. Rookie going in. Everfrost goes wide, though, so they can't follow up on it. Moonlight Vigil as well. A little bit lackluster as TheShy goes in on the edge of the fountain, just threatening everyone. The Gnar ulti from Rookie pulls him away from safety and brings him off of the rift. 3-18 is the score as IG obliterate V5.
I love that we got both constants in this game to go correctly. IG once again finishing off the game in less than 30 minutes, their 7th consecutive game finishing before the half-hour mark, and on the other hand, V5 staying true to themselves, not getting a single win when they're behind at 15 minutes. I do expect V5 to go for a much different draft coming into the next game. I do want to see them actually go for just counter picks across the board, have them heavily focus onto the top line, and we have seen TheShy actually crumble if he is put behind early. So maybe this is just side selection coming into V5's strategy, not really giving them an out, as IG pretty much countered out all of their lanes, had triple prio throughout the game, was able to move wherever they wanted to. So next game, V5, please play to your strength, go for the early game, go for the weird picks, but at least make sure that they're early game dominant.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is I mean, we talked about it a lot during the game. I don't want to hammer too much on it, but the composition from V5 just felt so not V5. That sounds like I'm talking about fashion or something there, but this was just a totally different style from V5 that we're not used to seeing. It really didn't work out, and especially against a team like IG. This is a team that's going to punish you. If you pick a really, really slow composition, they're not afraid to tower dive. They're not afraid to push their advantages. They know when they have advantages and they will use them. I think the only way that we've seen IG really losing out in games this split is when it's other teams that are able to match up to them a little bit in the laning phase and able to match them in the skirmishes early on. That's when we've seen IG losing games. So it feels like this is kind of the opposite strategy to both what V5 are good at and what's good against IG. It doesn't seem to make sense to me.
The classical way to punish IG is they will go for triple counter lane whenever they see it, and that just goes against the crux of the number one rule in League of Legends. You don't try to play 2 sides of the map at the same time. And that's traditionally how teams try to punish them. You just make them overextend, you focus down one lane, and you snowball from there. But this time around, V5 showed their cards a little bit too early. It was a very slow draft. There was only one strong damage source on the entire team, and none of their lanes could get priority. So they don't break out for the mid game. I was waiting for the Pony Express delivery system, but they never even got to that point. Whenever we saw people grouped up, a lot of them were already maimed or dead. So they never got the counter engage, and IG just steamrolled them.
Yeah, I mean, it was the little skirmish we saw in the base where the whole of V5 were there. They try and go into Shun, and he takes maybe half of his health before WeiWei dies to 3 people from IG. I'm like, okay, well, yeah. At this point, there is no way. There's no Jinx is not coming online. This isn't a matter of waiting for Jinx to come online. Jinx is not coming online. That dream is dead long ago. And especially when there's an Aphelios on the other team. We never really talked about Aphelios because, let's be honest, it wasn't a significant part of the composition for IG because we never got to the late game. But if it ever went really bad, they had a late game insurance policy in that Aphelios. So felt like everything was gravy for IG in game number 1. We're going to jump to a break. We'll be back with game number 2 to see if V5 can keep the playoff dreams alive